Hi, I'm Dan from Break Digital. Thanks for joining me on this Google Ads tactical audit. I'm going to walk you through 9 critical Google Ads settings that will make or break your advertising, where to find the settings, and how each of them work. There's a lot to cover, so if you don't have time to go through this whole thing, there should be a link below for replay access. If you're feeling frustrating with your advertising right now, I totally get it. It's easy to feel like pay-per-click advertising specifically is just magic. It's either working or not, but we can troubleshoot it like an engineer would troubleshoot an advertising machine. We can break the process down into components, and each one has a purpose, a KPI or key performance indicator that will help us troubleshoot each step and make sure that they're all working as they should be. It helps us figure out where the problems are. The first step, if you think of how the audience or your target audience experiences your advertising, it always starts with keywords and targeting. That's where we decide who's going to see your ad. And if your ad resonates with them based on what they were searching for, then they'll end up on your landing page. And if the landing page follows through on the promise that your ad made, then the visitor will convert into a lead or a sale or a sign up or whatever valuable thing a visitor could turn into or convert to on your website. So in the first step, we're looking at the targeting, obviously where your ads are showing. And if your ads are not showing in the right place or you're bidding on the wrong keywords, then the other steps don't really matter. We have to fix this first. And I'll show you how to find this in a search term report and also the locations report. You'll be surprised probably to find out what searches you're actually paying for and where your ads are actually running. When we know that you're targeting the right people in the right place, then we look at the ads. So the ad's job is to attract the potential customer with a compelling offer. Ad copy doesn't really need to sell them or close them yet. It just needs to offer what they were looking for, basically connect them to the landing page, get them to the landing page. So the KPI there is click-through rate, or CTR. That's just the number of clicks you have per number of impressions or times that your ad shows. A high click-through rate means that your ads are representing good answers for the questions that people are searching. If we have a low click-through rate, then we know that we need to troubleshoot either our ad copy or the offer itself. So when we know that we have the right keywords and targeting and our ads are working well, we're getting a good click-through rate, then we are looking to the landing page. That's a point where we can be doing landing page A/B testing or split testing on our landing page, or improvements to our website's speed or usability, things that will affect our conversion rate, testing different offers, for example. Once we've got all of this stuff working, if we know we're targeting the right people in the right place and we're showing them ads that resonate with them and the landing page is offering them something that they find compelling enough to sign up for, then in e-commerce, you're kind of done. Aside from upselling and marketing automation and all that other stuff. In lead generation or consultative selling or B2B, then we still have a sales process to go through before we actually get to the profit. And if we know that the marketing machine is all lined up, then we can troubleshoot the steps after that, such as your offer, your market competitiveness, your sales process, and so on. The KPI there is going to be our revenue per conversion. And we can bring that back and look at, for example, which platforms are more profitable, which offers are more profitable or products. So that's really important information. Now, for the audit today, I'm going to show you 9 critical things, like I said, 9 critical settings in Google Ads. So we'll quickly look at bidding strategies and different campaign types. The location targeting settings, these are really important, and sometimes this is a huge optimization that you can make in just a couple of minutes that will radically alter the effectiveness of your ads. I'll show you where to find that. We'll look at campaigns and ad groups and how to use them properly. It's different in Google than it is in Facebook and in LinkedIn and other platforms. Keywords and match types, how to reveal the searches you're actually paying for. You might be surprised to know what searches you're actually paying for. The keyword is what you're bidding on, and the search term is what someone's actually typing into Google before seeing and clicking your ad. And they're sometimes wildly different. We'll also look at keyword quality score, 3 essential ingredients that your ads should have to be effective, conversion tracking, how to check if you've got that set up in your account. And last, we'll look at 2 ways to get phone calls right from Google Ads. So let's get into it. Number 1, bidding strategies and campaign types. Now, generally with campaign types, I like to start with search campaigns. For a lot of local businesses and e-commerce, this is the most effective because you're able to capture a lot of the bottom of funnel direct response traffic first, Display campaigns, especially with retargeting or targeting people who are looking for your competitors, that can be really, really effective. And as your account gets more and more conversion data, the display campaigns or smart display campaigns can become even more effective. Performance Max or PMax uses the conversion data from your whole account to advertise pretty much everywhere and maximize conversions. And if your conversion data is good and accurate and complete, Performance Max can get you even better overall ad performance. That's just a really brief touch on the different campaigns. We're mostly going to be talking about search campaigns here. The topics from search campaigns apply to most of the other campaign types as well. Those will be the topics of other videos and training. So check our website, breakdigital.com, to look for more. Number 2, location targeting. This is huge. I see a lot of clients who have their location settings incorrect for their business type and they're running ads well outside of their service area. Obviously, if you are advertising to people outside of your service area, that advertising money is just gone to waste. And it's usually just a couple of clicks to make sure that your budget is being spent where it counts most. Sometimes that can double the performance. To find your location settings, go to your campaign settings, and open the locations settings tab. We have targeted locations and excluded locations, but there's also a location options setting below, and this defaults to presence or interest, people who are regularly in, or who've shown interest in your targeted locations. This is the recommended and default setting. This is great if you are a hotel or a tourist attraction or something where you want your ads to be shown to people who are interested in your location but not necessarily there. But if you're a roofing company or a local business or a brick and mortar store, you need to set this to presence, people who are in or regularly in your targeted location. So this settings at the campaign level, you'll have to go through each of your campaigns and check for this. If you are set to presence or interest and you are running a local business, changing this setting here will have a radical and immediate effect on your advertising. So again, that's in campaigns, campaign settings, locations, location options. Now, the other part about location targeting is looking at the places that you've targeted. A lot of people come to advertising with a scarcity mindset. They think that we need more traffic, we need more visitors, we need more sales, and they try to spread their advertising as wide as possible. I'm recommending to you that you focus your advertising where you're most profitable, because no one has an infinite ad budget, and unless your ad budget is big enough to saturate a larger area, you're better off having a higher market saturation closer to where you're more profitable. So if you are a home service business, like an HVAC company or something like that, where you have trucks and a crew that go out and complete a service or deliver a product, then you're probably most profitable and therefore most competitive within a shorter drive distance. And same thing for e-commerce. Maybe your shipping cost is distance dependent and you can actually convert more sales where your shipping costs are lower. So start by maximizing your budget and your advertising where you're more profitable. Then you can grow out as you grow your ad budget and gain more confidence in the effectiveness of your advertising. Number 3, how to use campaigns and ad groups. So all of the ad networks have a slightly different structure here. In LinkedIn ads, there are campaign groups and then campaigns and then ads. In Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, they have campaigns and ad sets. In Google, we have campaigns and ad groups. And the way this works, each ad group has a collection of keywords and ads. Any of the keywords in one ad group can trigger any of the ads in that ad group. When you go through the campaign setup process when you're first creating an account or a campaign, it really only directs you to set up one ad group. And often a mistake that I see is a company will have a ton of keywords in one ad group. But if keywords that are in one ad group have different search intents, they really represent people asking different questions. So it's difficult for your ad to answer all of those different questions really well. So the best practice here is to separate your ad groups by search intent so that the keywords are in tightly clustered groups that all kind of mean the same thing. Then you can write a really specific ad that effectively answers the question or all of the keywords in that ad group. So you might end up with half a dozen or 20 different ad groups. But remember, on Google, the search result that gets the click is the one that best answers the question. So the more specific your ad can be to that keyword, the higher your click-through rates are going to be. And as we'll see later, the higher your click-through rates are, the lower your cost per clicks actually become. So this is important not only for your ads to be able to attract the right people, but it also allows your budget to go further too. Number 4, keywords and match type. Like I said, a lot of people will come to search engine marketing with a scarcity mindset. But we have to treat Google Ads like a laser, not a shotgun. We really want to focus in on the searches and the clicks that matter to our business. When we're picking our keywords and writing our ad copy and building our landing pages, we really are trying to deliver exactly what our target customer is looking for, to the exclusion of all others. We want to avoid irrelevant clicks, and we want to avoid irrelevant keywords. It's best to keep it simple. A lot of people have too many keywords, and it's really difficult to see what's going on, especially if you have multiple search intents in one ad group. And we want to start off with phrase match and exact match keywords. Google is directing people more and more to broad keywords and campaign types like Performance Max. But if your account is new or your account's been running without conversion tracking set up, then we need to start off by training Google what our customers or potential customers look like. And we do that with phrase match and exact match keywords until we get a healthy conversion volume and good cost per click and good cost per conversion. So go to your keywords report and look at the match type column and see what you're running. If you've got a lot of broad match keywords in there, you're probably buying a lot of irrelevant clicks. Which brings us to number 5. Which searches are you actually paying for? The search terms report has historically been kind of buried in the Google Ads interface. The newer interface makes it easier to find, although they've kind of split it into 2 locations. When we open our search term report, we want to look for irrelevant keywords so we can add them as negative keywords to exclude our ads from showing for those irrelevant searches in the future. And we want to look for good keywords that we can use as exact or phrase match keywords to focus even more on the ones that are working for us. To get to the search terms report in the newer Google Ads interface, go to Insights and Reports and look at the search terms report here. These will show you the list of all of the things that people actually typed in before seeing your ad and clicking the ad. It also gives you the cost per click, the click-through rate. There's a ton of data here, but the very first step is to just weed out all of the irrelevant searches. So for this business, before they came to me, about half of their searches were totally irrelevant because they had a lot of broad match keywords in there and conversion tracking wasn't set up properly. Now you can click through to a specific campaign or ad group to see the search terms report just for that campaign or ad group. And you can just choose a single keyword and this blue bar will open up and you can see the search term report for that specific keyword. And it will show you for the date that you've picked. So you can go through and just look at the date, since the last time you've done what I call a keyword sweep. In a new account, you'll want to do that probably weekly. In an older account where you've got a good negative keyword list and really refined ad groups, you can do that check less and less often. The keyword sweep, once a month is probably enough. Number 6, keyword quality score. Now, Google gives you a quality score. It's a score from 1 to 10 for each of your keywords. It takes a little bit to get a quality score because it is based on data. It's part forecast, part data. So in a new campaign, you might not see your quality score right away. It's a column you can turn on in your keywords report. And it's a bit of a complicated topic that I won't get into too deeply here. But in a nutshell, higher quality scores represent keywords that have a more specific match to the ad and the landing page that they are connected to in their ad group. And the more specifically your ad and landing page answer the question that the keyword is, the higher your quality score will be. And higher quality scores mean lower cost per click. Take a look at your quality score report. 8, 9, and 10 is really good. That's where we want to get to. 4, 5, 6 need to be improved. And keywords with a quality score around 3 or lower won't even run. And that's Google telling you that that keyword is a really bad match for the ad or a really bad match for the landing page. They're telling you that they don't want to run your ad because your ad's effectively making Google look bad. If you think about Google's purpose, the purpose being to help people find the information they're looking for quickly and easily, when we do a search and we see ads that answer the question that we've typed in, then they're part of the helpful search results. And Google rewards you for writing good ads, and quality score is your guide to troubleshooting that. Number 7, 3 essential ingredients for your ads. A lot of businesses are running ads that essentially say, just come and buy my stuff. And that's not nice. We want to write from the customer's perspective. We want to put on your empathy hat and think about what their life is like when they're suffering from the problem that your business solves. And remember that the ad doesn't need to sell. The ad just needs to get the click. That's the ad's job. Respond to the right keyword, get the click, take the person to the most appropriate or best landing page that you could possibly send them to on your site. That's the ad's job. So we don't need to get overly crazy with feature, benefit, value proposition stuff. Just keep your ads simple. Number 2 here, include keywords. People don't read the Google search results page or any search engine search results page. They're simply scanning it. They already have a preconceived notion of what the answer is going to look like. And it probably really is the keyword that they've typed in. If it's something simple like bowling alley near me, obviously they're looking for a bowling alley nearby. So including the keywords in your ad headlines is really powerful. It also shows up bold. You may not have noticed, but whatever you've typed into Google, wherever that keyword appears on the search results page, it appears in bold. So this is going to make your ad stand out. And it's also probably what people are looking for. So keep it simple, include the keywords, write from the customer's perspective. And the third thing is we want to write to include our ideal customer and exclude the rest. Remember, it's a laser, not a shotgun. We're trying to make our ad look like the holy grail for the right people and be unintelligible or even repulsive to everybody else. So we don't want an ad that just says, free, click here. Something that's just going to make anybody curious. We want an ad that really talks to your specific customer and the problem that they're trying to solve related to your business. We're not trying to get more clicks, we're trying to get better clicks. Number 8, conversion tracking. Conversion tracking is not just a marketing report thing. Conversion tracking data is critical in training Google to find the people that you're looking for. And once conversion tracking is set up properly, it'll automatically improve your ad performance over time as it gets more and more data, and it just gets better at finding the right person in the right place within the targeting that you've set. Up here in the top, I have the older interface. So you might have a menu bar that looks like this for tools and settings, and then under measurement is the conversion tab. In the newer Google Ads interface, you'll have a menu on the left that's called goals, and just click on the summary under conversions. This will show you the list of the conversions that are set up. They can be set up by manually adding code to your site. They can be set up really easily using Google Tag Manager, or they can be set up by importing events or key events from Google Analytics if you've linked your Google Ads account to Google Analytics. So don't be afraid of the technicality. Once it's set up properly, then it's good to go. You can set it and forget it until somebody updates your website and breaks something or changes one of your forms. You do have to check back regularly, but right now go and look and see that you have conversions set up, and you want to track every conversion that's valuable. So for a local business site, they probably have a quote form, they probably have a clickable phone number and a clickable email link. They probably have a contact form, maybe a download sample for a brochure or something like that. They might have a map link for people getting directions. And we want to track conversions for all of these things because we want to measure all of the value of our paid traffic, and we also want to feed all of that data back. And the last thing here, number 9, how to get phone calls directly from your ads. So some businesses do best with phone call leads. They'll get quote requests or appointment bookings through their website, but getting someone to call them directly for them represents a really high quality lead. There's some advantages to this as well in that it skips your website. So if you think of every touch point, every click and page load and navigation and form fill as a step that has a less than 100% efficiency through that, then every additional hoop you make your prospective customer jump through is going to reduce the amount of conversions or increase your cost per lead. So having a click to call asset, they used to be called extensions, they're called assets now, or call only ads, which are ads that instead of clicking through to the website just have a clickable phone number, can really be helpful. So in the older interface at the top here, there's a section called ads and assets, this blue plus icon, and create a call ad. In the newer interface, Again, you're in the campaigns menu group and you're going to click the ads tab and again, create ad, +, create ad, and call ad. Now for assets, you'll find them in the assets menu and we're looking for call assets. So that's this menu in the newer interface then. So we're on campaigns, assets, and if you highlight or check the call category, you'll see the call assets there. You can create one with a +, put your phone number in the call asset. You can also link your Google business profile with Google Ads and pull the phone numbers in from the locations that way. So I hope that's been helpful. If you found this valuable and you know someone else who could benefit, please share this with them. Check out breakdigital.com for more information and more training videos. We have a whole course where we actually go through this in detail in your account. So check out breakdigital.com for information on that. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you next time.